Hi everybody, it's Laquita. It has been such a long time since I did a video. It seems like I've been gone for at least a year. It's been a busy time for me here. My husband and I have been so busy. Hopefully we'll have a house soon. We've been just every day out looking at houses, and I'm actually a little worn out. I'm tired of looking at houses. But I think we finally found what we wanted, and so keep your fingers crossed that it's everything works out and we'll be in our own home here pretty soon. So I have been able to do a little crafting, and I managed to make a little book. This book is labeled Pretty Little Ladies, and it's about 5 by 7. It's not a really large book, but it's actually a journal with paper tags in it, and I've got it covered with doilies and crocheted pieces, and there's a larger doily that wraps around the spine. It actually goes underneath these doilies too, so it kind of wraps around the whole outside of the book. And then I made a little heart here out of fabric, and I put a few buttons and embellished it with a little bit of lace, and on the back there's a little bow there. And I have it hanging on this little rusty safety pin, and there's some seam binding, and there's some other fibers that are hanging in there. And then I've added a large button there, and then the Pretty Little Ladies label there. So that's pretty much the outside. So on the inside, the inside cover has an image. Look at those two sweet little girls. And so I've framed around their image with a little delicate little lace, and I've added a bow that's made out of a sari silk. And then I've used different fabrics to create the pocket here. And I've just tucked in some simple tags. There's another one there with a little crochet trim, and then there's another one here with it's made like a little booklet. So those are the tags that are tucked in there. Then the next page, I made the pocket out of, it's like an applique, and you can see that it has some large flower leaves here at the top, and then the fabric in the back is actually made from a drapery fabric. And so the little tag that I pulled out, as you can see, has an image there of another sweet little girl with her doll. And I've just embellished around it with different laces and some little flower trim with pearls. And this ribbon was a trim that I already had, and it has all that embroidery work on it. Isn't it pretty? I think I've used this before, and I'm almost out of this, and I don't think I'll be able to get it anymore. I bought that when I was living in San Antonio a while ago. So anyway, I'm about to run out. And then on the back, it has a little paper, like a little booklet, and I've used some cotton fabric to create a pocket, and then I put a few little tags in there. So that just gets tucked down inside of that pretty little applique pocket there. Okay, in the next page, you know, I like to make these little envelopes in my books, and I've embellished the flap with an image of another sweet little girl, and she's standing in a chair. She's so tiny. And so I love this fabric too. It has little tiny pink flowers on it, and I've just decorated the flap of the envelope with some crocheted trim, and I've added some more little flowers and buttons. On the inside, it's lined with a curtain fabric, and then the tags that are inside are, there's 3 little tags in here. One has a poem about a little bird, and then the other 2, they open up, like they have a little lift flap on both of them. And this one says beautiful, charming. This one says adorable, sweet. So those just get tucked into that little pocket right there. Okay, and then the next page, this is the center of the book, and I have 3 pink buttons down the spine, inside spine. And then I used a Battenberg doily. I cut the center out of it and used it to frame that little image on that sweet little girl there. And then I've used that to create the pocket. There's an opening at the top, and there are a few more tags in there. And on the flip side, I've used a doily to create the pocket, and there's a pretty cotton print fabric back here, and then I've used another pretty paper. It has pink roses, and I've just embellished it with a little pink seam binding bow there, and there's writing space on the back. So that goes in there. And then the next page, I created this pocket using a Battenberg doily that I had, and I've embellished it with a little button, and inside of the pocket there's a pretty doily, and I've placed a little flower right there on top of it. But what I took out of the pocket there, let me show you. This one it's like a little pouch. It has a fabric butterfly on one side, and then this side has a paper with the pretty pink roses on it. But tucked inside there are 3 little tags, and I've used my sewing machine. I did a little stitching around them, and they each have writing space on the back. So those get tucked in there, and let me get them all in there, okay? And then this little bag, this little glassine bag, has some charms and buttons, things like that, that you can use in the book, and you can put them in wherever you would like. And I just am keeping it closed with one of those Tim Holtz like paper clips, and I've just embellished it with a little flower and a pearl there. So those are the things that get tucked in that pocket there. Okay, in the next page, I've got another sweet little girl, her image there, and then I've gone around it with a crocheted trim and another little tiny trim, and added a little flower with a pearl. The doily, I believe, was a gift from Renita, and I have coffee dyed it, and so it was a variegated pink and white. Now it's kind of an off-white color. And then the pocket that I've created, I've got a little bit of a Battenberg trim across the top of the pocket, and then I've added some dangles here, and then I've made a little flower, and the bottom has a little doily on there. And tucked in the pocket there are a couple of tags in there also. So the last page, I have, this was also part of applique. It was a flower, so I cut the center out so that I could frame that image of that sweet little girl in her doll. And then I clipped what was left that I didn't cut out. I just clipped them apart and then folded them back, and kind of creates a little casing. And then I could take the seam binding and just run it through there, and then I tied it into a bow there. And then across the bottom I've got some pleated tulle, and then there's some different laces, and there's a tag here. I believe this is a Tim Holtz fabric, I think, and it has writing space on the back. And then the other tag that's here, let me put the book down and show you this one. It has a little pocket, and it holds a little tag inside of there. So that's how that one looks. And then it has a little flower and some little dangling leaf fibers there. So that is pretty much my little book. So this is a gift for someone. I'm not going to say today who it's for, so hopefully you enjoyed seeing it, and hopefully the person that gets it will enjoy being the owner of it. So come back in a couple of days, and I'll share with you who it's going to go with, or who it's going to go to. And so anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad to be back in my craft room. Also, thank you to all my new subscribers. You guys are just awesome. I'm just amazed every day at the number of subscribers that I have, and I'm pretty sure I'm over 2,000 now. Last time I looked, I was getting close to 2,100, so I think that's pretty good for me. So thanks so much, guys. I just love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. So until next time, take care. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.